I have never heard an even approximately adequate explanation of the horror at Martin's Beach. Despite the large number of witnesses, no two accounts agree, and the testimony taken by local authorities contains the most amazing discrepancies.
So that was the opening for The Horror at Martin's Beach by Sonia Green. Obviously, Lovecraft came in and did some revisions for it, but it's basically Sonia Green's story. I'm going to tell you the story first, and then we'll move on to the review. So bear with me now, okay? So it basically starts off with this person saying there was all these people that saw something horrific, and no matter how many people told the authorities about what happened, they never matched up, even though there were so many people. But that this person who's narrating, they saw what happened, and this is their account of it. Basically, it starts off May 17th, 1922, where this fishing crew with Captain James P. Orne, with the fishing ship Alma, had this 40-hour-long battle with this massive sea creature, which they kill and then they bring back. Captain Orne's kind of like, yo, check out this huge thing that I've got, let's get this tested, and then I'm going to do some other stuff with it. So these marine biologists come and have a look at it, and this is what they say.
The object was some 50 feet in length, of roughly cylindrical shape and about 10 feet in diameter. It was unmistakably a gilled fish in its major affiliations, but with certain curious modifications, such as rudimentary forelegs and six-toed feet in place of pectoral fins, which prompted the widest speculation. Its extraordinary mouth, its thick and scaly hide, and its single, deep-set eye were wonders scarcely less remarkable than its colossal dimensions, and when the naturalists pronounced it an infant organism, which could not have been hatched more than a few days.
So yeah, this thing is just it's a baby, and then it kind of pulls at your heartstrings. This is where I feel like it's very much, while Lovecraft did some revisions on it, it's like motherly tone to it. So yeah, basically James P. Orne, after all of this stuff, gets really excited and he's like, yo, let's charge people for this. So he basically turns his ship into this floating museum where he charges people to basically come and pay to come see this dead baby sea creature's carcass. He's basically rolling in the money. He's living his best life. He's got a single guard who sleeps on the ship at all times. Some time passes and it's July 20th. A giant storm rolls in one night, and in the morning the ship is gone with the guard that was sleeping on it. Now Captain Orne is pissed. He is pissed beyond belief. He's like, this motherfucker stole my fucking ship and my fucking, basically, my income, where I was getting all my money from. And he builds this massive search party, and they all go out. They go out for massive lengths of time for a long while, until around August 7th, where they just gave up. They're not finding this thing at all. There's no sign of it. Nothing, it's gone. It then goes to the next day, August 8th. Now, along Martin's Beach, where obviously he held this thing, where the little dock is and everything, there's like a cliff to the side, and up on top of the cliff is a inn known as the Wavecrest Inn. Everyone's having a party, tiki torches everywhere, having a good time, woo 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 woo. But no one notices the ripple that is coming in from the water, slowly getting closer. No one noticed this. What happens is basically someone hears this loud, horrendous scream, this womanly scream in the water. So this guy runs up. He's like, I'm a lifeguard, and he gets the hoop with the rope, and he does this little like Olympic spin, and then launches out into the water. It lands. He grabs hold of the rope, and he tries to pull, but when he tries to pull, nothing. But something kind of pulls him in a little bit. Captain James P. Orne is like, yo, let's all grab people, let's go. So they all grab on, and from the inn, everyone's actually looking down, watching this, kind of like in silence, while everyone else around the beach is also in silence. Strange, I know. Basically, the lifeguard, Captain Orne, and a few men are trying to pull us rope, but they're all being walked into the water. Now, at the same time, there is a storm rolling in. The water level is rising, and as Captain Orne is like, yo, I'm gonna get some more people because something's on the end of this and I want it, he goes to let go but realizes that he actually physically can't let go, and as more and more men grab hold of this rope, it pulls them in, and they are being slowly walked into the water in silent horror. And what it does, it just Sonia Green describes this very well, as that it looks like, with the way that they were all being weaved into the water slowly as the water's rising, rain is starting to fall, there is thunder, there is lightning, and people are just silently watching this. Maybe some people retire in horror for the night, but everyone's watching this in silence, and they describe it as basically this gigantic centipede slowly walking and weaving in, which I thought was beautiful. So yeah, they're all kind of watching in pure horror, eventually, until there's just this loud crescendo of noise from the storm and everything, and the storm is gone, and there is no sign of all these men that were holding on to it. There's no sign at all, they are gone. And this person who's telling the story is basically like, no one noticed the single eye and the laugh afterwards. And that's where it ends, and it's like, okay. So I love this story. I will always recommend this story. The reason why is because even though it is a very short story, it's like 2-3 pages, maybe 4. It doesn't feel that long, to be honest, at all. Is that it builds up amazingly. It's not slow. It obviously, with it being short, it needs to build up at a certain pace, but it doesn't feel forced. It's not rushed. The descriptions, how they did everything, is beautiful, and I am a whore for that. I also love that it has this very womanly, motherly feel, thanks to Sonia Green, and basically shows that, like, men can be brutal sometimes, and you know what, a woman you should never mess with because they're dangerous. Unfortunately, I never had this as an actual book. I've only had it as a Kindle. I recommend this. I always recommend this. Doesn't take a lot out of your day. I just want people to feel the atmosphere that it gives off more than anything. Pros and cons, I don't really have anything for it. Pros, it's short. Cons, it's short. Describes things extremely well. I don't have a problem with this at all, and I just think people should just take the time just to read it. It takes a couple of minutes, if that. Do it. Go read it now. Go. So we are going to be uploading reviews and everything else every Tuesday. It was going to be every Sunday, but it's now every Tuesday because work and life. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, pop them down below. I'd like to know your views on everything. Cheers.